guys. Hi, nice to see you
Hello.
guys.
Great to see you too.
This
Thanks
is
for
Coach.
having us.
This is Coach Velia. I'm hanging out with Drew and Anel from Casa Ayni. We're going to have an amazing interview this afternoon. We're going to share a little bit about them, how they got started in the work that they do, and all the awesome services that they provide for us here at the Empath Toolbox. They are located in Baja. You guys are about an hour south of the border, correct?
That is correct.
So excited to have you guys here. We've been working together for a few months. I have been privileged to receive many of their offerings. My life has been transformed dramatically thanks to you guys. I love you so much for the work that you've done in my life and for the many people that we've been able to introduce you to. And it's just amazingness all around. So how did you guys get started on this journey? I want people to know that you're normal people, just like the rest of us. The calling that you had after your busy entrepreneurial past life, and just walk us through so people get to know you guys in your hearts.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of time, really we all growing up and throughout our lives, we have we have different experiences that occur for us. And some of them are, they're fun and some aren't. And so we really got into this path just healing ourselves, first of all. I used to have a lot of social anxiety and, just all kinds of things, anger, sadness, all kinds of things were going on. And I found myself just not wanting to feel like that anymore. And when we went to a friend, first we had like shoulder injuries and back injuries. So we had a really good acupuncturist friend, and he introduced us into like emotional healing and things like that. So it started off with physical injuries, and then we started healing like emotional and thought forms and things like that. And literally just felt like I had a weight lifted off my shoulders. That's the best way I can describe it. And this was probably like 13 14 years ago when we had our catering business. And so I was immediately interested. I got into it right away. I started reading up and learning as much as I could, and just started learning how to do this for myself, because I didn't want to wait once a week to go see this person. I was just really eager to learn about it and started feeling amazing. I was like getting out in front of people. I like didn't notice the social anxiety anymore. And all kinds of benefits in my life, and really for both of us. And started working with friends and family, started working with clients, and that was kind of like the start of the journey. But I mean, there's been a lot that has happened in between. I don't know if Anel wants to add anything to that before.
Definitely chime in and out, because I know you guys are some really busy people. And I know that now then when you guys do your cacao ceremonies, people can't believe that you would live a life where you guys were busy, had your own business, and now doing things to help people restore their health. And I love how you touched on both the emotional, like social part of the anxiety that was linked to a lot of the physical ailments. And people don't know about that. And I love how you guys share that a lot of the emotional stressors have everything to do with the physical ailments that we have, and how you guys teach about once you get to the core of those things, the physical body just starts healing. So now chime in. We want to hear a little bit about your story too.
All right, it's my time. So, well, part of what Drew was mentioning, that's how our story started. So we basically had to experience being broke in any way, because literally our bodies we were putting the pieces back together. We used to work crazy hours back in the day. I mean, people just can't believe, like when I say like 80 to 100 hours a week, and that's like not necessary. I mean, exaggerating, but like we used to work like crazy hours, and we have our own business, and we didn't have our daughter back in the day, but we were literally just working, and the little bit of time that we were having, it was just to put our bodies back in place, because we were experiencing all kinds of problems, not only stress that comes from work, but we had like a younger age, we have, torn muscles. And our therapist used to say, it's like, you guys are, having these issues like athletes. It's like, I just can't believe this. But I say, yeah, I mean, this is what we're dealing. And we didn't know anything, just to work. And that's when we started to get that wake up call and say, we got to do something for ourselves, and start, working in how to learn how to heal ourselves. Because we realized, like, going to the doctors, they couldn't do anything for us. It was just a pill after pill after pill. And I say, enough is enough. So the day I couldn't get up from the bed, that's when I received the wake up call. And that's where our journey started.
I love how our wake up calls always end up with, like, we can't get out of bed anymore. It's like, you either
life. And it was a situation where, like, we worked the business together. We were doing catering and farm to table catering, and we were so busy. We would go to, like, outdoor markets and farmers markets. We would do high-end private catering, but, like, for the weekly events and things like that, if she wasn't there, that was like double work for me. And then people were asking, well, where's Anel? Where's Anel? They're thinking, like, the food is going to be different because Anel's not there. So, it really, disrupted the flow in many different ways. And of course, like, when she, lost her health in many different ways, I spent a majority of my spare time, and, we were working all the time. I was on the internet looking at how we could, help her in more natural ways, because we knew that the system was just making it worse and worse and worse. And so it got to a point where we just cleaned out our cupboards. We changed everything that we ate, and we just started getting into, anything holistic health that we possibly could. I started training to become a health coach and working with, diet and lifestyle with ourselves and with other people, because we started noticing a huge change in us. So we were helping other people that we knew. We're like, hey, try this. And then we also learned around then too, that not everybody wants to hear about it too. They're like, that's great. You go eat your weird food and do your weird stuff. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, we laugh.
I don't get it.
We laugh about it now, but I know that when you first learn all this awesome stuff, you just want to share it with the world. And they're like, yeah, no, we're good. We're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But as you grow in your healing and understand that everybody's journey is different, and it's not because what we do or share isn't good or beneficial, it's just not everybody's ready for it. And that's healing in itself for a lot of us that are practicing the more holistic approach, right? I love how you've taken your passion for food and healing and incorporate it now in what you're doing now. We're going to get a little into the services that you provide, but I love the history that you bring, because your work ethic, your love for life, your love for healing, your love for other people, the love for the culture, and just everything. You guys shine through all the time. Every time we have a ceremony and their sessions, like, you can see all the history come into what you're doing in the here and now, and bringing pieces of all your experiences and making it available to a lot of us. So I want to share, we were just in Tabasco. We were in Chiapas. We all traveled together. We were there for a cacao festival and helping clear pyramids. We were just doing a bunch of amazing work. And I love how you guys bring the culture. And I shared with you guys that I would have never to experience anything like that if you guys hadn't done all the training and certification you've done, taken all of that and still made it your own. So I tell people right now, you guys literally customize sessions for each and every one of us. We are not cookie cutter. Like, you guys do not treat everybody, the same. You are very specialized and personalized when it comes to sessions. So I want to make sure that those of us that are listening understand that this is a very small group. They work with very small groups in their Kambo sessions. We're going to talk more about that. Their cacao ceremonies as well. And again, they're true to the culture, the medicine, the loveliness that they bring in from all the ancestors, of the beautiful guides that are there taking care of us while the healing process is taking place. So let's share a little bit about cacao, because this is where I met you guys a few years ago. It was at a cacao ceremony. What are these cacao ceremonies about? Why is it important for you to believe that people should attend these particular ceremonies? And what can people take away from these type of things?
Well, first of all, cacao it's a sacred chocolate, and it's a heart medicine. Okay, so it works on the heart on a physical level, it works on a spiritual level and emotional level, really on all levels. And sometimes we forget that our heart is like our most powerful organ in all fields. And so in today's lifestyle, today's modern Western world, especially, it's very chaotic in many different ways. I mean, families are separated, people are working all the time, people aren't spending time together, people are stressed. They're drinking coffee like through an IV, and I used to do that too. Just to get from point A to point B, and there's really like there's not much quality of life. It seems like everybody is always in a hurry, and like we even see it here in Mexico. We like people will come down on the weekends from the States to visit, and they're in such a hurry. It's like you get run off the road sometimes, just like trying to cram in as much on the weekend as you can in your free time. And so it's really, really important that we get out of our mind and into our heart, because a lot of times we're making decisions from our thoughts and from our ego, and that's okay. There's a time and a place for that, but wouldn't the world just benefit so much more if we were just all here? And we have an elder here in town that always reminds us too, is that the longest journey is from here to here. It's a one foot difference. And go ahead.
No, yeah, it's very beautiful. I would say sacred circle that we are creating, and that I really look for every time we go to our circles in the high desert, because I mean we've been coming it's been a while. I lose track sometimes of the time, because a lot of times people is like, oh, how long you been coming? How long you been doing this? It's just really seems like I've been doing it for many lifetimes. But I mean, to describe it, our cacao circles, one beautiful way that got put into to describe the circles is when I sat one date with Sasha. Sasha is our 10-year-old daughter. She's been around since we have her. And she literally grew up like learning everything that we know. And from like eating healthy, ceremonies, and all this stuff that we do, the crazy stuff that we do that people call crazy. But yeah, it was funny that so I sat in a conversation with her, and I said, Sasha, do you like what we do? And she's like, yeah. So, and then I say, well, what do you like about it? Because I wanted to know exactly. She's like, well, my favorite part is the cacao ceremonies. And I say, why? She's like, it's because I get to sit with all these people and in a circle, and it feels good. Everybody's sharing. We drink cacao. And one of my favorite parts is like that when we travel. And I say, yeah, where do we travel? It's like, yeah, we travel when we, start playing the music, and I can go to my favorite places. It's like I can go and see the unicorns. I can go to the mermaid world, and I just become one of them. And it's just a beautiful connection, this is like I would say it comes from a child that it's only 10 years old, but basically going to a ceremony like this, it's just connecting with your inner child, with your pure soul, with your heart, so that you get to experience and travel in any direction that you want.
Yeah, and it's different for everybody. I mean, the cacao is basically sacred chocolate. So we can go to like any corner and find chocolate, right? But that chocolate we don't know where that came from. The chocolate, the cacao is grown all over the world. So, the medicinal content, which is theobromine, which gives us that euphoric feeling and connects us to our heart, it's usually non-existent. Sometimes it contains caffeine, and we don't know what went into the labor, if there was child labor, or if what the conditions were too. And so when we drink this cacao, it's grown on these sacred lands, and you can taste the generations that went into growing this. And a lot of these farms, it's hard for them to really even make like a livable wage, because of the commercialized production. So when we drink these cacaos, we also get the more medicinal qualities. It's more ancestral. You can taste the earth in there, and it supports these people to keep doing what's been done for generations. Cacao was used for celebrations traditionally for thousands of years all over Mesoamerica, and who knows where else. It was a ceremonial beverage, and so life really revolved around it. And it's not psychoactive or anything like that. It doesn't necessarily take you on like a psychedelic trip, but what it can do is it can open up the door for you to heal whatever it is you need to heal. And so by whatever that is, and it's different for everybody. So it's a doorway. It's a window, and there's so many benefits of it. And you can do so much work. It really comes down to us individually. We have to face these parts of ourselves and do the work. Okay. She helps us doing that.
Yeah.
The spirit of cacao.
Well, part of it too in the ceremonies, it's combined with the different, healing techniques too. We bring, part of the other techniques that we know, just do some clearing too for everybody. And then you become part of those ceremonies too. So you play a very, very important role too, just to hold space there. But we played also the sound healing, which it helps you to connect more with the medicine in another, way. And in the end, everybody shares in those circles. So we believe in those circles, we are getting, I would say, healing from all of us there. So whatever this person brings to the table, it's something that's going to help us in another way, and then we can relate with everybody. So we are all students and we are all teachers.
Yeah,
it's a real collective group healing, and it's also really important to just find these avenues to connect with people that are like you in some way, because like a lot of times we're here, we get sent to different parts of the world or whatever. And sometimes we feel like we're the only ones, or the only ones in our family, or the only ones in our group of friends that know there's something better out there, that know something isn't right, and that we want to change it. And sometimes we feel like we're alone. And so it's really important to go to these circles, whether it's this circle or whatever circle it is that you resonate with, so that you can find people that are like you, of like heart, of like mind, that really want to, make the world a better place by starting here, with yourself.
I love it. I love it how you do, share that people bring in what they bring in, and we all need, each other's medicine. And there's a lot of science that proves that we activate each other's DNA for remembrance and for healing, and these ceremonies are so beautiful. They do come once a month. They are here doing the full moon, and they have the cacao ceremonies typically on Fridays, and they tend to minimize how awesome they are. So I kind of pick up their slack. And I remind people, like, if you've never been to a cacao circle and you're curious, that they provide a beautiful space. They clear the space, they decorate it lovely. So you go in there, you just feel like you're in a different world just by walking in itself. And Nell and Drew do an amazing job of, first of all, clearing the space, setting intentions. They bring in their pot where they make the cacao with so much love. Everybody has their own mug. They have a beautiful altar in the middle. You're encouraged to bring a white candle and some offerings for that. And it's basically for your own healing. So when you get there, you already feel like a freaking VIP. Like, seriously, you're there, and it's all about you. You lay down your little mats, your pillows, whatever. And Nell and Drew have these beautiful sound baths. They go around and sage everybody individually. They have different instruments they use for music. So what it does is creates this frequency for you to allow yourself, after taking the cacao, which they pour to you so lovingly, after taking this cacao, they encourage you to lay down, relax, and do you. And they're doing their thing, providing the love, the space, moving the energy, just doing all the amazing things that they do, and literally keep you in a safe place. And everybody after each ceremony is like, oh my gosh, just thank you, because I can't do this anywhere. I don't know anybody I could do this with. Like, I just felt like I went here, I went there, I got answers for these questions, whatever. So they're doing is providing this amazing space for you, and they allow each and everyone to do their own individual work. And you leave there with a sense of not just hope, but direction. And I know with most people, and a lot of the things that I've been to, is like you go and it's a raw, high frequency ceremony, but then you leave and it's gone. So I know that, we've worked together to make sure people embody the experience, to make sure they can revisit that experience whenever they need to. And I love that you guys come once a month, because it gives them something to look forward to. Everybody does their own individual healing on a daily basis, but something about being with the tribe who's doing the same thing, holding space for you while they're, doing their own work, it just gives you a sense of belonging that, like you touched on, Drew, many people don't have that, because they're the first in their family to like awaken, or the first in their family to like, or the friend group to start looking for alternative ways to live their life. So these cacao ceremonies, other than the cacao being freaking amazing, by the way, and I know that you guys take pride in figuring out where it's sourced from. Like, you literally go on trips to, talk to ancestors and elders and find out who's using the best practices. So I know the minute that you guys bring something and you're brewing that stuff, that we're going to get just all the amazingness that it comes from the root, but also because you guys touched it and blessed it as well as you did, we're getting the additional benefits from just the intentions you set in this particular cacao. So thank you for that. I forever love you guys, and I'm grateful for that experience to have here in the high desert, because there isn't anything like that here. So I'm excited to continue those on a monthly basis. We are going to have the next one this Friday on the 6th of January. This is being recorded in January. And I think you guys might still have some space available.
We do.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So they're on Instagram and Facebook. We're going to put all their contact information underneath this description so you guys can get to know them. Casa Ayni on Facebook and Instagram. All right, so cacao, we can talk about that the whole hour. Let's move over to our next offering that you guys have, the Kambo. And a lot of people about the cacao, I'm glad you touched on it, because when you talk about how you're in a space and you relax, it's not a psychedelic. The cacao is there as a superpower to help you enhance whatever you need to do. And so with Kambo, you're going to talk a little more about what that is. Also, I want to share, it's not a psychedelic either. They're bringing natural stuff, nothing to make you, go where you don't need to go, but everything to help you get where you need to get. So let's talk about Kambo.
Yeah, definitely. So Kambo it's a ancestral medicine from the Amazon. So it comes from the giant monkey tree frog. And it's been used for thousands of years. Mainly it was used for hunters for energy and stamina. So they would go on hunting trips, and they would be able to eat less and sleep less, and they would still be able to, have tons of energy. And also to connect with the spirit of the forest too. It would also kind of disguise their scent so that they could blend in a little bit better. And it was also used for like malaria, which was,
bad.
Yeah, malaria, snake bites, spider bites. Malaria is not fun. I think you end up like puking to death or something like that. So this was a natural remedy for that, and just like keeping the immune system in tip-top shape by getting rid of all the junk in the body. The third thing it was used for mainly was for clearing out bad energy. They call it panima. So the Matsis tribe in Peru says when everything is going wrong, Kambo, because you literally just completely reset your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, all at once. Okay. So it's been used for thousands of years. And now we use it in the Western world. It can be used for many different things. We can never say that we cure, treat, or prevent any kind of illness or disease. But when you get the junk out of the body, it's pretty amazing what the body can do. And these guys were using it before like our modern civilization. So think about it now. I mean, it doesn't matter how clean you eat or how clean you live. We're all toxic. we can eat organic and we can live organic and all that stuff, but it's just everywhere. So it's really important to have a tool to be able to just really clean all that stuff out so you can feel like a human being again.
Yeah.
No, one of the things that we have to be clear with this medicine, and because it's one of the questions that always comes, is like, it's a make you, it's a hallucinogenic. It's not. You are completely, present, and your body, your mind, your soul, it's feeling every single, thing that you're going through. So it's not like you can sit in a ceremony and you're going to be, traveling in another dimension. It's not. You feel
Right
everything and it makes you do the work. So, I mean, it's not for everybody. I have to say, this is a therapy that if you are really looking forward to face your fears and do the work, this is for you. But if not, I mean, you can find other therapies that can be more aligned with you, a massage or just a sound healing. There's in a gentle way that it does, the work. It depending on how deep do you want to go. But like Kambo, it's one of the medicines that are more complete. And I have so much love and respect for this beautiful medicine.
Yeah, and a lot of the activations and the visions and the realization will come in afterwards. So once you have your session, like early on for Anel, afterwards she ate a mango, regular mango that we get down at the market here, and they're good, right? They're really good. But she ate this mango and she said, "Oh my God, this is the best mango I've ever had in my entire life." And she was just savoring every single bit of that mango. So a lot of times it gives you a newfound appreciation for things in your life that you just maybe took for granted or you just didn't even realize. You can there's other types of medicine that you can go into the jungle, or ayahuasca, or everybody talks about ayahuasca and all kinds of things, and they're great. I love this medicine because in a very short period of time, you can make so much progress. That's really why I love it. It's very intense. So like Anel said, it's not for everybody. It can help a lot of people, but not everybody is really ready for something that intense. But afterwards, it's so worth it because you feel like you're reborn. So, I mean, why not? If we can take a lifetime or years or even several lifetimes worth of junk and trauma that's built up and start releasing it, then for me, it's totally worth it. Sign me up.
Yeah, for sure. And I think people don't, even though it's an older medicine, it's been used for ages. I think it's kind of new in, the alternative route in people. And there's a lot of people who unfortunately misuse the medicine. I've heard many stories of people not getting treated right. What you bring to the table is very different. Also, speaking about the custom care that you give, you brought your love for food as well into the healing process. There is, you go to these sessions, you can sign up for one, 2, or 3 sessions. You're there for approximately 3 hours in these particular sessions as they administer the medicine. They open the circle, they talk about intentions, they're there, very loving, any questions, all that good stuff, and they walk you through the whole process. They do have many videos on the process if you guys are more interested in figuring out how it is that they administer the medication and how it is that it works. I don't want to say medication, I'm going to just say medicine because that sounds weird. So I'll take that back. But how they administer the medicine, the before care and the after care, I think is what pretty much makes it all just worth it. It is pretty intense for 10-15 minutes, but after that, you're so glad you did it. And a lot of us go back the next day, like, why are we here again? But as Drew mentioned, this medicine is very different. It does help you integrate. It integrates on its own. So you're there in the process. You don't know exactly what's happening, but you do know that your body's being cleansed in such a way, like Drew mentioned, your body can heal itself. Your body can do so much if you just get the crap out of the way. And the crap could be mental, emotional, physical, because there's no limitations. This particular medicine heals up all aspects of your body, which is, you know, your actual mental, emotional, spiritual, and beyond. So it literally gets into the quantum, in my opinion. So what it does is provides this experience for you to get the things out of the way that are preventing you from moving forward. From, you know, you're going to get unstuck, whether, you know, that's the intention or not, because they talk about setting an intention. And I know I've had some friends like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if my intention is the right one, whatever. It's like, look, the medicine's going to do what it needs to do. And you guys have educated us about that. Like, we can, you know, write them down all perfect or whatever. But at the end of the day, the medicine knows where to go, because there's a spirit in this medicine that comes and aligns with your spirit. So your body totally recognizes it. And it allows you to heal at a very deep level. I'm talking muscle healing, cell healing, like subconscious healing. Like, there's just healing all the way around. And even though you guys do have offerings that you offer other people, like the amazing massages and things of that nature, I think eventually when you get into this healing, you know what's calling you. Like, I know when I first sought you guys, like, I don't even know how it was going to be administered or anything, but the spirit of the frog was just calling me. And I'm driving to Baja and I get there, and then he starts the process like, oh, you're going to do that? I don't even like do my research, but it was just this calling, this like, you have to be there, you have to go, and these are the people that are going to help you get to the next level of your life. And that's what it did for me. And that's why I love that you guys are practitioners here at the Empath Toolbox, because I want to bring you to the community for them to know there's alternative ways to heal, and that they're going to be taken care of when they're in your hands. And also, Kambo sessions are offered every month. They are again here for the cacao ceremonies, and typically the cacaos are on Fridays, Kambos are Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. They're available those days, and they're both available for coaching. And now I know you make these amazing massages happen while you're here as well by appointment. It's an ancestral massage, and she just does the works, everybody. We're talking obsidian stones, we're talking about sage and herbs, and just this amazing level of healing. And while her hands are on you, she's highly intuitive. And whatever messages are coming in, wherever she's being drawn to cleanse, clear out, or unblock, that happens. So there's an out-of-body experience that takes place. I'm nosy, so I've tried all their services. I think I've tried all the services. If I'm missing any, let me know. But
happy customer right there.
there you go. I'm like, no, I always want to guinea pig myself. So I'm bringing them to you. They've already been explored, experienced, and a whole bunch of stuff. And one thing I do want to mention, that even though you guys promote healthy lifestyles and organic foods or whatever, I think it's important for people to know that you're also human, right? There was one time we all went to go have In-N-Out or whatever, and oh my gosh, you eat In-N-Out. And I love the transparency you guys bring. You know, it's not 100%. It's not always 100% of the time a perfect experience with food, but you're so transparent in your lifestyles and how you live and how it's important to have balance. And now I know you really practice, what you preach about balance and self-care and making sure we're being true to ourselves, so we don't have to end up on the bed again, not being able to get up out of bed and help serve other people. So self-love, self-healing, all that good stuff is something you guys bring to the table as well. And through your offerings and through your coaching, also, Drew, you help people implement those things into their life. So it doesn't seem out of reach. There's a lot of people that will talk about, how you have to do this 100%. And it makes it very difficult for people to attain because they're already hard on themselves. And if they think they have to do it perfectly, they're less prone to want to even engage in it, And I know with Kambo, I'm a regular participant in these. And there have been people that say, oh my gosh, but aren't you afraid it's going to become addicting? And I'm like, how could it become addicting if what it is helping you? I mean, I get it. People ask those questions. And this is why I love that you guys are here. And you also have Q&As about it. And I said, it's not a fun experience while you're there, right? Well, not the actual part of the Kambo, but if you can be offered an ultimate detox once a month to get rid of the crap, literally, that's holding you back, why would you not sign up for it is my question, right? And I get it. People don't understand. And I love that you are recording more videos on helping people understand what this is, because it takes a minute. It feels too good to be true, to be honest with you, right? And we've talked about it. Like, it just seems too good to be true. But ask myself, ask anybody else who has partaken in this, and the leaps that we've made in our lives since we started this detox process have been just, can't even find the word for it, but I'm so excited that you guys are here offering these things. Let's touch a little more on other services that you provide. Again, we're going to link your information for people to reach out to you guys with any other questions. I know that if you guys are on the Empath Toolbox Facebook and Instagram, as well as the Casa Ayni Facebook and Instagram, they're constantly sharing information about cacao. They're sharing a little bit about their lives, their travels, how they prepare their cacao. They have actually, I love the little clip you did recently on the Kambo sessions you had in your home retreat in Baja, and how you had everybody laying in the beds. And I think it's so cute for people to see what it's going to look like. Like you have your own individual, beautiful little bed and your cute little clean bucket and all that fun stuff. And then now in her amazing smelling blankets. And then she comes and tucks you in. And I tell people it's kind of like you have your mom and dad taking care of you the whole time, you know, because it's not pleasant, but Anel's there watching out for us. Drew's very attentive to make sure we're doing the work. They're playing music to help the spirit move through your body and do what it has to do. And one thing I've always respected about you guys is when I was there in my first ceremony, I looked at Drew like, how am I doing? You know, I'm like, oh, how am I doing? He's like, I don't know. How do you think you're doing? So the beautiful thing is he didn't tell me you're doing good, you're not doing so good, your puke needs to be a different color. Like he just sat there and did exactly what he was supposed to do, is facilitate. He took care of me. I've had experience where I brought a lot of friends and clients to you guys, and the treatment's always the same. They're focused, taking care of us, small group, 4 to 5 people, and they're very attentive with each and every one of you. So you are going to be taken care of. They do test runs, so they don't just dose you up with the medicine, right? And
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah, and it's also important to mention too, you know, every medicine that we work with, and really any therapy or anything, we do it with respect, and we do it with this Ayni means sacred reciprocity. Today for me, tomorrow for you. You know, I'm not any better than you or that tree or that blade of grass. It's just this sacred reciprocity. And so we try to remember that and practice that as much as we can. And also, especially with Kambo, we're certified practitioners. So we've put a lot of, you know, time and training, because we knew right away this medicine called us, because we had such a powerful experience with it. It helped us so much, and we were just like, when can we do it again? You know, and we knew the spirit came right away, and it's, you know, it called us. We knew we wanted to work with it, and at the same time we were just like, okay, but this is something that we have to do right. And so we have definitely put in the time to make sure we learn as much as we can about it. And also, I mean, like you said, you know, we treat people, we make them as comfortable as they can. We hold your hand through the whole process. You know, we don't just get a whole room full of people and line them up and boom, 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 boom. You know, we really want to make sure that everybody is still, even if it's a small group, they're still getting that one-on-one care. It's really, really important. That's how we've always been with everything, with the food, with everything that we do. It's quality over quantity. Okay. So
yeah, I mean, we understand sometimes people have all these questions and fears before going through to something new. I mean, especially with Kambo. Mm-hmm. It's like people start reading or watching videos in the internet. I mean, there is a lot of, you know, information that are not really necessarily the right one. But in the end, you just have to judge yourself for, you know, you just have to kind of listen to your, I would say, your intuition, and see if it's right for you, or if it's not. Because to be honest, I mean, many years ago, before I become a practitioner, I didn't even want anything to do with it. And that's why I keep mentioning to everybody, it's not for everybody, but the day when I decide to try it, it was when the spirit just like tapped on my shoulder, and it was a wake-up call and said, you know, you got to do this. Because it didn't matter like how much I had a chronic illness since I was a kid. And many probably of you know about Candida. It's something really hard to get rid of, especially when you have it for many years. So it didn't matter like how much I study and with the herbs and the traditional Mexican medicine and clearing and all kinds of techniques that we know. it was just only, I would say, it only make it good for the moment, but later on it kept coming back. And it was a missing part that I probably was kind of like putting off, because to be honest, it's like a very intimidating seeing people, you know, going through the process. But in the end, the medicine came and knocked on my door and said, this is the time for you healing. And if you're ready, we're going to take you and we're going to guide you. And so True was like, okay, I'll do it with you. And, you know,
reluctantly.
Yeah, it was really, really, for me, a miracle, because I was just like hopeless. I was having like episodes every 4 times a year. And I mean, nobody could do anything for me until I really listened to my intuition and said, you know, it's time for healing.
Yeah, the medicine's gonna call you whenever. What is the saying? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. It's the same exact thing.
That's right.
So we understand, you know, because we've been there. If you're nervous, that's totally normal. You know, if you have a lot of questions, that's normal. I mean, because we want to know what we're getting into, or yeah, it's totally normal. We've been there. Every time we go to serve ourselves too, you know, it's like this energy build up, and you're like, okay, why am I doing this? But you already know, because you've been through it so many times. You're like, because I'm gonna feel good. So
right.
Get it. Yeah.
Right. It's very similar to when we talk about, you know, dying to old versions of ourselves, right? We're all getting upgraded, we're all healing. And even though healing is in layers, this medicine does definitely help you peel off more layers than, you know, time would allow, just because you're allowing the spirit to come in and help you. And I don't want to call it a shortcut, but I want to call it a deep cleansing. And when you allow yourself the opportunity to do that, and like they mentioned, honor yourself, honor your time, honor your calling, honor whatever it is that, you know, it is that you need to do. The medicines are definitely available for you. And I love that you guys have a variety of them you bring to the table. Much like a buffet, I'm going to share with everybody. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I know I've taken much of your time. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being a part of the Empath Toolbox, for loving the community, for loving me, and for just traveling as much as you guys do. I know it's not always, you know, fun to keep coming every month, but I'm hoping that you are being blessed, and definitely it's paying off for you guys to be here to help all these many souls just get to a deeper level of healing.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing everybody every month.
Awesome. All right. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you guys soon. See you guys this weekend.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.